Hello everyone, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. I thought I would show you something that can occur when you are extracting honey. It's something called a blowout. It's not a party, although it would be quite good to have a party because look, I'm on my last few supers. Hey! A blowout is when centrifugal forces get too fast for the amount of honey that's stuck in the comb. So honeycomb is very thin wax. So it's quite strong, it stores a hell of a lot per millimetre squared of honey, but if the honey is too cold or has started to crystallise, it may struggle to come out of the cells. So if that's the case, the honey will be dragged out of the cell, but because it's so sticky or because it's crystallised and it's stuck to the actual cell itself, it will rip that comb out as well, pulling the wax off. So I'll show you what that looks like now. So here we are, this is super, and that is what it looks like there. So as you can see, the honey that is there started to crystallise. So if I can pull this out so you can have a good look at it. Oh, so this is really heavy compared to the other pieces. So the honey there has started to crystallise in the cells. This is the issue with not being able to spin your honey when you first take it off of the hives. What's happened is, because it's crystallised, there's a lot of weight here and centrifugal forces has been pulling on that weight and it started yanking it towards the edges. And in that case, it's peeled away the wax and it started coming to the edge of the spinner. So how do you know if there has been a blowout in your extractor? Well, it will be spinning fine and then something will happen. You'll be able to hear it. And I'll show you what I mean by that now. So I'm putting it up to full and you can hear it go. So you heard it fall properly then? You hear the motor slow down slightly as it's hitting the things around. And because the spinner is unbalanced, it'll start rocking a lot more as well. As you can see, it's doing a little dance now, so I'm going to stop it. And there's the frame now, so more of the wax has come off and hit the sides. So it's down there somewhere. So how do you prevent a blowout in your extractor? So there's 2-3 methods. All of them it's best to do at the same time. So try and use warm honey. Warm honey, especially around 30 degrees C, will flow like water and will just come straight out of the cells without any fuss. So if you can warm your honeycomb before sticking it in your extractor, I'd recommend doing so. I've got something that warms up supers here. Now it isn't switched on. I got it from a bellow. It's made for Langstroth hives, and that is the problem with it, is that a lot of the heat comes out of these gaps down the side here. It wasn't a great purchase for me, and to be honest, I think I'm going to start trying to look into selling it. It does have big wheels on it though, so it's quite useful as like a little caddy to move lots of frames and lots of boxes here and there. But something like that, or a warming cabinet, stick your supers in there for like a day or so at 30 degrees C. You don't want it too hot, otherwise you'll melt the comb, and then bring it out and extract it, and it'll flow out like water. The second thing is to try and spin it as fast as you can. Don't give it time to crystallise, especially spring honey. It will crystallise in the comb and then you're stuck. You'll have to either give it back to the bees or put it in some water, like a bowl of water, the frame, and just let it dissolve slowly. The last technique to stop this is to start slow. So start at like 4 if you're using one of your bellow ones, like I've got, these Lyson ones. Start at the 4th level and let it run for about 5-10 minutes. Get the majority of the honey out that way, because it doesn't take much to get the majority of the honey out of the frame. The reason you spin it super fast is to get the last drops, because you don't want to waste anything. So start slow, go to 4, and then make your way up slowly to 7. When I'm at 7, I leave it there for about 3-4 minutes, and I watch the extractor, and if it's wobbling a bit, I stop it, and I fidget frames around. I try and find which frames are heavy and which are light, and see if I can move them around to even it out a lot. Then I turn it back up to 7 straight away and just monitor it that way. Once it's spinning at 7 and it's all well balanced and you can see honey still coming out, I usually stick it up to 10 and leave it there for a good 5, sometimes 10 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to uncap the other frames. Always keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on your buckets as well, because you don't want them to spill over. And after that, stop it, have a look at your frames. They should be empty, but they probably won't be dry. They'll still be slightly wet. but that's fine. You won't be able to get all the honey at all, so just try and get as much as you can. After that, take your frames out and put them back in. So once a blowout has occurred, I'm going to have to scoop out that wax because that'll screw up all the other ones from now on. So it's going to be a messy job. Fortunately, I've got some gloves on. Yeah, so that's my job now. But I thought I would let you in on this tip because it's not something that a lot of people talk about, and it is something that a lot of beekeepers have to deal with at some point. So yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'll hopefully upload a proper video very soon, but I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.